Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sergiy, and I have the pleasure of welcoming you all to Warsaw Capital Market Summit 2014 conference. This is now the fourth such event which brings together companies and investors from the Central and Eastern European region. Over the next 2 days, Warsaw will play host to prospective issuers, global investors, and capital market industry representatives. We have prepared a full and rich program for you, which I hope will enable you to spend your time here effectively and intensively. I now have the honor of introducing our guests, who include Włodzimierz Karpiński, Minister of Treasury of the Republic of Poland. Janusz Lewandowski, Member of the European Parliament. Paweł Tamborski, President and CEO of the Warsaw Stock Exchange. Iwona Sroka, President and CEO of the Central Securities Depository of Poland and KDPW CCP. Peter Oppenheimer, Chief Global Equity Strategist of Goldman Sachs. I would also like to warmly welcome all our panelists and invited speakers, as well as all our conference guests gathered here today. I would like now to ask Włodzimierz Karpiński, the Minister of Treasury of the Republic of Poland, to take the floor and officially open the conference.
Witam Państwa bardzo serdecznie.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I would like to welcome you to the Warsaw Capital Market Summit 2014 conference. I am extremely happy that this is the fourth time already when Warsaw has become the place, the meeting place for the investors from all over the world. We are organizing this conference due to the excellent cooperation with our partners, with capital market participants, with investment banks, with advisors, with legal offices, and of course, traditionally, we are supported by, in the organization of this meeting, by the President of the City of Warsaw, Hanna Gronkiewicz-Waltz. Thank you very much. I would like to thank also to the ambassadors of this edition, to the to the Prime Minister Jerzy Buzek, to the MP Janusz Lewandowski, and to the head of EBRD office, Stańczak-Buczyńska. I would like to welcome the special guest of this conference, Peter Oppenheimer, the Chief Global Equity Strategist in Goldman Sachs. Welcome. I would also like to welcome our Polish and foreign guests, business representatives, representatives of the media world, and various institutions. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's Warsaw Capital Market Summit takes place in a special and at a special moment for our capital market. The recent months have been extremely important. I could say they were the breakthrough moment for our market. Most of all, the largest, the greatest risk factors disappeared. We already know what impact on the Polish capital market the pension reform has already taken, and we know that it has not been as significant as we feared, as we had feared. The Warsaw Stock Exchange got back to the international trends correlated with what we see around, which of course the Polish investors have accepted with relief. We've also seen the election of the new board of directors for the stock market exchange. Of course, we know that in a week's time we'll see a strategy presented by them for the stock exchange. Then I can tell you, as the Minister of Treasury, that the expectations we have are especially the concentration on basic business and the concentration around the Warsaw stock market. We're expecting the expansive growth of the capital market in Poland, and I'm very sure that the financial center in Warsaw will obviously be a natural place for gathering the investors and investments around. Our strength is in stability and rapid economic growth. As we know, Western companies are still looking for some sustainable development path. Poland, as we also know, has not left that path during the crisis. We have taken with great results this most difficult of tests during the crisis. In 2009, as the only state in the European Union, we were not in the recession. In the years 2008 to 2013, the total GDP growth was over 20%, and of course this was the best result in all of EU. And during that time, the economy in all of the EU has decreased by 0.8%. In the recent 6 years, our economy has developed on the average with the speed of 3.1 percentage point, and of course in coming years we will continue to be in the forefront of those growths. It's very important for us, for the foreign emitters to issuers to actually be members of this market. The capitalization of external companies is 1/3 of the stock listed in our stock exchange, which obviously is extremely important. I do expect foreign investors to remain a very strong pillar for our development, further development, and we also want Warsaw to keep the position of a leader among the market capitalists in Eastern and Central Europe, and actually to strengthen its position as a strong financial center. This is why we're working to strengthen the liquidity in the market. We're working on the unified bank license, which will allow banks to invest in the stock market. Obviously, within the acceptable risk boundaries given by the market. This is going to be a significant liquidity. It will have a significant impact on the liquidity of the bond market. One of the achievements of our state recently were, of course, the result of the negotiations for the budgetary plans until 2020. And as we know, the result was that Poland will receive about 100 billion euro. We are waiting for good ideas from investors, which will allow to use that money to multiply it and, of course, to have a positive impact on Polish economy. We also would like to help local governments to efficiently use the funds from the EU. As a part of our governmental program, we have come up with a new infrastructural fund which is dedicated to local governmental units. The fund is going to invest capital, taking shares in companies belonging to local governments, which of course will allow us to increase investments and strengthen the communal companies. Being a part of those communal units is also going to allow them to perhaps open up in the future for the stock exchange presence. In recent years, the role of the Minister of Treasury, which I'm the head of, has changed. Nowadays, the Ministry of Treasury is an important participant of the capital market, especially as the owner of shares portfolio exceeding 100 billion zlotys. We are efficiently building the worth of those subjects. Through the privatization through the stock exchange, the Minister of Treasury, well, actually the State Treasury, has received over 40 billion zlotys in recent years. And despite the decrease of dynamics of those privatizations, wherever it's possible, the stock market is going to remain the preferred path for restructuring of state-owned companies. Ladies and gentlemen, I do believe that in this part of Europe, here in Europe, we will see huge investments in the future, and I do hope that the beginnings of those investments could start actually during our meetings, our conversation here during those 2 days. Have very good, fruitful 2 days.
Tamborski, President and CEO of the Warsaw Stock Exchange, to take the stand.
Panie ministrze, szanowni goście, panie i panowie.
Ladies and gentlemen,
With the fall of communism, we have not only built a new political system, democratic Poland, but we have also chosen free market economy with the Warsaw Stock Exchange as its symbol. 25 years ago, we started to build space for freedom. And I'm very glad and proud that Warsaw Stock Exchange was very active in this particular field of building freedom, in offering freedom for Polish entrepreneurs, for entrepreneurs also coming from other countries, from countries of our region. It's the right time to thank you, because Warsaw Stock Exchange can immodestly say that it's the largest and the most liquid market in the region, thanks to you. We have a diversified investors base, ranging from very active individual investors and stronger than many expected open pension funds to the biggest foreign investors. On the other hand, Warsaw Stock Exchange offers them exposure not only to Polish, but also to the regional market. 25 years, it's also the right time to consider the future of the capital market. As this event is dedicated for you, the exchange is here for you. The market is not the exchange alone. The market is investors, issuers, advisors, law firms, banks, investment banks, brokerage houses, communication companies, and consultancy firms. The market is you. We all have to work on the competitiveness of our region of Europe. I want the exchange still to be, as it was over the years, the market of the first choice for issuers and investors from Central Eastern Europe, the investors who are looking for opportunities in our part of Europe. We want to strengthen our competences, which we have to proven to have: the equity market, debt, derivatives, as well as commodity and information market. Many companies from our region can be proud of their achievements in the last few years, but this is only the beginning of the journey. Our region must take the opportunity to grow. I want to welcome you and wish you that this event helps to develop your businesses. I also hope that in the near future, those of you who are still absent from Warsaw Stock Exchange, I will be able to welcome on our Warsaw Stock Exchange floor. Thank you very much, and I wish you good conference.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. We will now hear from Iwona Sroka, President and CEO of the Central Securities Depository of Poland and KDPW CCP. I invite you to the stage.
Honorable Minister, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the KDPW Group, representing the Polish post-trade infrastructure, is delighted to be one of the joint organizers of the Warsaw Capital Market Summit 2014. 2014 is a special year in many ways. We celebrate a 20th anniversary of KDPW. This is also the 25th anniversary of the first free elections in Poland, and the economic transformation which has brought us to where we are today, the most successful capital market in the region. Just across the street from here, on the wall, you may still see the words, "The whole nation is building its capital." This is the reminder that our capital was completely destroyed after the Second World War. 2014 is also 70th anniversary of the Warsaw Uprising, which led to the devastation of the city and its population. And yet the resilience of those men and women of the whole nation who helped to rebuild Poland's capital is the same resilience of over the past 25 years. Those men and women who helped Poland's economy to build a capital market from the ruins. For the KDPW Group, 2014 will be remembered for our current achievements. First and foremost, KDPW CCP, the Polish Central Counterparty Clearing House, has been authorized under EU legislation, which means that it is currently recognized as meeting highest international clearing and risk management standards. The fact that KDPW CCP was the third clearing house to gain this status makes us even more proud. The fact that we also have introduced many new services to promote clearing and settlement liquidity. Just 2 weeks ago, Poland moved in settlement cycle from T+3 to T+2. This means that local investors can now receive their securities a little bit sooner after trade date. The KDPW Trade Repository began operations earlier this year. Our TR is one of the 6 authorized institutions operating in the European Union. It is also one of only several institutions in the world assigning global identification numbers to market intermediaries under new international standards of excellence. That drive for improvement, that longing for a better world that we have seen in the recent history is still just as valid today when we look at what we have achieved of together rebuilding not just a capital city from nothing, but a capital market from nothing. There is still work to be done, of course, but these are achievements of which we can feel just proud. Ladies and gentlemen, it is wonderful to see so many of you gathered here today from near and far. Together with the joint organizers, I would like to wish you a very productive and fruitful conference and a memorable stay in Warsaw. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam President.